What is up, risk takers? Welcome to the Kill Pete strategy, or welcome to the Chill Pete strategy. So I'm spending some time in Costa Rica. I had to end up recording 2 extra episodes, so apologies for the less than perfect quality of the show, but I would be remiss to not leave you with your regularly scheduled programming. So today, what we're going to be doing is this is the round 2 Risk Legends game, Season 3. So this is Italy World Dom. Italy is a small map for World Dom and is a 6-player lobby. Okay, so I'm going to go over
good luck, everybody.
what happened and why. And okay, so the first thing I want to point out, so the settings we're doing Italy fixed World Dom auto 60. I'm pretty sure no blizzards, no fog, no portals, no alliances, but you do have the alliances are on. You do have the VC. So I think alliances are on. The thing that struck me initially about this game is that nobody in the VC spoke to me, with the exception of Obidos, the green player. I'm not exactly sure why, because I would have asked but did not receive a response. I find these tournaments to be a whole lot more fun and interesting when people do interact with the VC component. So just leading with that as an idea, the players in this game, the orange player, Pipe Rat King from the United States. The red players, Why the Cows, also from America. The blue player, Micro 101, also from United States of America. The black player, Wilma de Balzac from Switzerland. Obidos, playing as green from Brazil, and myself, and I'm playing as white. So yeah, I do wish everyone good luck, but we don't really receive a response. The only player who really spoke to me much at all was Obidos. I wonder if there is some sort of intimidation factor or people not willing or ready to deal with the level of scrutiny that comes with being on the show. And if that is the case, I can only apologize, because it's definitely not my intention to make anyone feel intimidated or uncomfortable. Okay, so I find I'm in the second position. Blue player's in the first position. And would you look at the start, I think I have just about the most epic France take on the top left. So France is worth +4. We're just allying up everybody now. So I lose a 2-stack from the blue player who's looking to take the middle. I find that is a bit of an aggressive move. And were I not to invest material on the right-hand side, I would likely lose it. So losing a 2 on the very first attack is unusual. You don't often see it. I can't just at a glance notice that blue had the option to take a 1, and or maybe they were looking on capturing the 4 territory +6 of the Italian peninsula in the middle of the board. Either way, I do lose a 2, and then I'm thinking, well, I obviously have to keep some occupation on the right-hand side, but I don't overcommit because I wanted to take France bonus, but I also wanted to take the France bonus without having to roll through a 3 or a 4. So this was my attempt to do it, right? I cut up from what was a 4, and I don't overcommit, and then I put all of my remaining material in the bonus I'm trying to take. Red player is working on the former Yugoslavia bonus. And green player puts in Greece, doesn't remove my 3. If you were orange, what would you do? I think if I was orange for the open, I would want to capture the 4 territory +5 of northern Italy. So I would stack on my 4. I would attack the 1. Which is not what he does. So I think this is our first error, and I'm going to point this out for orange. You know, everything is up for debate. This is my opinion, guys. If I was orange and I see that black has a 5 stack and black goes after me, but I'm putting in 5 troops because I'm in the 5th position. I absolutely will want to go for the 4 territory +5 of northern Italy, and I would want to put all my material in that bonus as quickly as possible. +5 on this map is significant. I get gifted a +4, so that's a really good start. But I think this one decision to have a 7 stack in Sardinia might have been a catalyst for what occurs later on. So for our final player, the black player, now he has a 3. What would you do if you were a black player? Well, in this situation, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I don't envy the start of the black player. So a couple of schools of thought. You can add to your 3. Or you can just use the 3 to get a card. Either way, that's good for me because I'm coming down anyways, and I'm very surely coming down, right? I'm going to be taking the France bonus next turn one way or another. So how do you preserve your material? Because he has a lot of material in the same place, but not in a bonus that you can realistically take. So there's a couple of problems with black's open. Now let's see how they play it. As I said, I do not envy the start for the black player. He throws me a heart. Yeah, I think he sees how he's in trouble. But you know what? Starting with 6 troops is actually quite good. So at least you do have the largest stack. Blue's at 17, I'm at 20, red's at 22, green's at 23, orange at 25, and black starts with 26. He's going to get an easy take. On me. Okay, so I'm down to 2 positions, but I expected that. So we find ourselves in the exact 2 positions, and of course we're going to have to migrate up with the 3 and take the bonus. So I am going to have to make 3 attacks on my second turn. So after the first turn, we see spheres of influence. So I have France. Blue player looks to be aggressively taking the middle bonus, which is a 6 for 4. Green player is taking Greece, which I'm going to have to leave. Red player has occupation mastery and the rest of the Adriatic coast bonus. The Italian islands bonus seems to be up for grabs, so red and orange have about the same amount of material. And then black and orange appear to be contesting the northern Italy bonus. So we do see a bit of friction between black and orange, and I'm in a much better start. All right, turn 2. I'm going to go into hyper detail for these turns, and you guys will see why. So in this turn, what you do if you were blue is either you stack on your 8 and you make an attack, or you stack on your 8 and you attack off the 4 because you are going to be expecting to take that Italy bonus. Blue played that perfectly. That is exactly what I would have done in this circumstance because it gives the green 4 and the red 4 in your bonus a chance to escape. Really good play by blue so far. Yeah, so I do want my my exterior position on the right-hand side to exist. So I get a take off, or I do add a troop on the other side, and green throws me the thumbs up. Right. So we are guarding the +4 France with a full stack, and we do the threat guard with a single stack. We're not actually hardening up the borders. Red takes their bonus on the second turn. It's worth a +3. And they have almost all their material in it. Those exteriors in the Italian island are not as useful for getting takes. Green takes the Greece bonus. Yep, so the spheres of influence are developing. What do you do if you're orange? So orange hits a 2 in Sicily. I think I would guard it all the way back up. The other way you play orange's turn here is you roll a 6v2 in the same attack you did, but you really do try and use the alliance feature or the VC to negotiate for that +5. And I think orange has a more legitimate claim to it than the black player. Of course, that still leaves black in a no-win scenario, which really sucks in fixed world dom, right? You don't want to find yourself the short stack without a bonus, because then you tend to get eaten. But I don't know, honestly, if I was in black seat, how I could have avoided that. You know, sometimes with these games, you just lose to luck. All right, final player of the black turn. Does black continue to insist upon blocking the +5 or taking from themselves? Okay, we're showing ranks now. These are the players. That was micro. We can go back just a touch. Yeah, micro 101, currently ranked as a master, so I figure any players ranked as a master have made grandmaster, and it might just be a threshold thing. I'm in position 2. You can see my stats. Red player is an intermediate. Why the cows? With 222 hours. 24 and 170. Green player is Obidos from Brazil, ranked as an expert. 105 hours. 35 and 69. Orange player is Pipe Rat King, ranked as a master. 201 hours. I figure the masters in this game are at threshold or close to threshold GM, and also Wilma de Balzac, black player, is a master with about 100 hours in the game. I think blue takes this bonus now. Does he roll the 4? Would you guys do this? Would you roll a 13v4 to take that +6 turn 2? I think I would. You're noticing that nobody is using the VC, right? Nobody's talking at all. It made me a little uncomfortable. So I'm able to get an easy take off of my big stack. So I have a 4 exterior, which I'm betting on nobody removing. So I have the future of being able to take cards. And then I have my generative +4. So I'm expecting to migrate this way with my 4 stack. And I'm expecting 17 to hold, and for me to be able to get cards radiating off of it, at least for a little while. I'm wondering why blue didn't take the Italy bonus on the first turn. Or on the second turn, rather. I keep misspeaking. I think you do roll that 13v4. I guess he didn't want to overextend. So we see red. I love this move. So red actually moves through the Northern Italy bonus before it is secured to consolidate his troops into himself, which I think is absolutely the right thing to do. And we do see black player has backed off, right? Black has all of his material in the Austrian Empire bonus, which is kind of like the Asia of this map. It's too large to hold, and it will be where everyone gets their cards off of. Interesting move by green here. Green gets 2 attacks and sits in that in the Northern Italy bonus as well. I'm not exactly sure what that was for, but I'm glad I didn't get my exterior 4 removed, so definitely no complaints. So what do you do if you're orange? Well, I think orange has not committed enough to the bonus he should have taken. So if I was in orange's seat, I would already have more material on the 7, and then maybe green would have thought differently about taking it. But I think orange has the best claim to the Northern Italy bonus, and I see him putting material on that 3 on the right-hand side, which I think is just an absolute waste of the opportunity. So he is going to take the Italian Islands bonus, but he puts all of his troops in it, which I think is thinking way too small. Okay, so for black's third turn, black can get an easy card off this 1. He does take. So black is playing the no continent fixed strat, but his stack is pointed at that Northern Italy bonus, making it very fragile for orange to take. Okay, turn 4. Blue player does have a 10 set on 3, which is exactly what you want in fixed. Lucky, lucky. And now you take that Middle Italy bonus, which is, arguably the best bonus on the board. It's a 4 territory plus 6. So why would they build a map with a 4 territory plus 6 when I'm in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 territory plus 4? Or next to it, there's a 4 territory plus 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 territory plus 3, right? Why would they make this bonus so valuable? I like a little asymmetry in risk maps. I think this bonus is OP as long as people let you hold it. But also, another really, really good turn, we should comment, really, really good turn for blue. So blue has 4 stacks to insist. So in order to get a 100% roll on a 4 stack, you actually need 9 troops. 8 will get a 99% roll, but for anyone now to reasonably break blue's middle, they would have to pretty much commit, right? And then you risk the counterattack of that 9. So he's actually guarding it properly, right? And that 19 will punch out if broken. So far, I really don't have anything bad to say about blue's game. Super impressive to see such a strong take. And yeah, as I said, I'm just going to stack on my 23 now and get cards off the right-hand side. So I'm sitting on 4 cards. And no set. Don't you love it? Okay, red sets gets the 10 set on 3. As I said, folks, sometimes the luck does not go your way. And yeah, this Austrian Empire bonus is basically going to be the spot that everyone takes their cards from now. Green player was allowed to maintain that position in northern Italy. And I think because orange evacuated, this actually gives this gives black the opportunity to take it. Which is not the way I figured that would go. I figured orange starting with the initiative on that +5 would have been enough to claim it. I think going for a +2, is it? This might be a +3. Is short-term thinking. I think putting material on the right-hand side for orange's game before having their bonus established is not necessarily the way I would do it. And then he puts a lucky 10 set on 3. So we see 3 of my opponents so far having a 10 set on 3.
What's up?
Green asks me why I'm not talking.
I'm pretty relaxed. How are you?
And I say it's because nobody's talking to me, right? Why would I be the only one in a VC talking? Very strange.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
All right, so do we see black go
Yeah.
for that +5? I think if I was in black seat, so what do you have to? You have to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This whole it's raining tacos meme.
And you put all of your material in it.
How could I not?
And he doesn't do that either. So he doesn't move the 8 into the bonus to claim it. So neither of these guys want to hit each other, and neither of these guys want to take a +5. A bit strange from my seat. Okay, turn 5. Blue continues taking cards off their exterior and getting a +6. All things being equal, blue wins this game now. So because I have no set on 4, I'm again in similar holding pattern, but now I put a larger stack on the other side of the board because I want my positioning to insist upon my future. Right, I want to make sure I get cards here, and I also want to make sure I can use that stack to make kills in the future. And I think 22 is enough of a threat that nobody gets the bright idea to head towards the old Peatman. Okay, red has an easy take. The bonus red had being distributed definitely makes guarding it complicated, but I think everyone is mostly defaulting to good neighbor. He doesn't even guard in the mass of his bonus. He guards off a single 41 stack, and that 41 stack seems poised to make a kill. So I think everyone's kind of licking their chops at black, right? Black's going to be, my thinking is, if black doesn't set here, black's going to be sitting on 5 cards, and I can reasonably take a kill. So I do have a set on 5, and it's a horse trade. So now I'm figuring out which territory I want to get the +2 on, so I at least get 8 troops instead of 6. Don't you love it, guys? And there you see it, right? You see black not trade on 4. Now, if black had a set on 4, you trade that in 100 out of 100 times. I think he didn't have one. So I don't think this was an error per se. I think black just is in a very, very unlucky position. So you can see he's 27 and 5, and I will take a kill and fixed on 27 and 5, because you can realistically, with 5 cards, you can realistically expect to recoup 10 to 12 troops immediately, and then you get the other, well, cards worth, in my opinion, between 3 and 3.3 troops. So all told, 10 to 12 plus another 6.5. 5 cards worth about 18 troops. Okay. So I give him a GG, and I take the first bounty.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. I felt for him, right? I feel totally fine with this kill. Going for 5 cards off 26. How are our dice? Well, we're sitting at 28 troops, 7 cards. So I'm going to set. I get a 10 trade, +2, so I do get the 12. So I put an 11 in northern Italy. I make an additional attack in order to pull that 8 stack all the way to the other corner of France. Alright, so I want you guys to see my positioning after my 5th turn. Okay, so black player gets last. I have a bounty. So everyone goes up a placement. The way the tournament is scored, if you don't know, it's 2 points per placement, 3 points per bounty. Very nice flat scoring. Perfect game is 27 points. So I just bumped everyone up a placement. So now we're all sitting at 4 points each, plus I got +3. So I'm sitting at 40 troops. And I often like to present my opponents with these types of no-win scenarios in fixed world Dom. And it has the ability to backfire. So I'm sitting with now a 10-stack interior non-threatening guard, because I just took a bounty, so I actually don't want to be the scariest player on the board. I'm kind of middle of the pack for troops. 40 troops right now actually looks kind of weak. If red was feeling frisky on this turn, red could actually take the green bounty, but it's a lot more expensive, 36 for 5, than it is whatever I got, 26, 27 for 5. So the positioning I put myself in, and this is the way I was approaching it, is I have a 10-stack interior, I have an 11 and a 7, and I'm basically trying to soft guard both bonuses. With the expectation that blue sees this, and blue hits me here, or orange, or both. Because I don't think they should let me hold a +5, but I also kind of like to insist upon myself. So if they let me hold a +4 and a +5, then I'm in the advantageous position. And that's what I mean. I like to put myself in those scenarios where it sends the initiative back to your opponent to make a hard decision. Like, do I want to hit Pete? If I do hit Pete, how hard? So I think my thing here was either I get to hold both, or I get to hold one. But I don't think anyone blows through 40 troops for 5 cards, because that just creates the domino effect where you die next in fixed. Let's continue. So for red's turn, as I said, I think red could have stolen a bounty on green, but then also have put themselves in the position where they go next. Red chooses to play passive, take a card and pass. Seen with a 46 stack. Now the green opportunity is essentially off the table. Green sets, gets the 8 set on 5. Again, not ideal. Thinks a while about what to do. And his 19 guard in Albania becomes 26. The exterior position is at 20. So he's going to sit on a +3. I lose simple exteriors. I'm down to 38 troops. So I'm 38 and 5. Right, as you can see, I am 12 under the next nearest player. So I basically just have to get to my turn before the fragility is over, and I am in an advantageous position again, was my thinking. Orange doesn't interrupt. Alright, and then blue player sits at 59, stacks on his 32, so 59 troops. Really good holding at +6. The 41 stack. I'm expecting him to break. He rolls the 11, so he loses 4 on an 11. Follow-up loses 2 on a 7. I die. So I think once blue decided to hit my 11, I was dead. So I'm getting 5th this game, which is 4 plus my 1 bounty, so I get 7 points. So I give him a GG, and then I disconnect from the VC. I kept the game recording, so we will get to see the end of the game, but I definitely did not want to influence anyone's game after I was eliminated. So I want to go back to talk about this kill. So the reason I put myself in this position was, as I say, I'm using the metaphor of dominoes. So if you make an unprofitable kill for a bounty point, then you go next. And I was expecting that if you roll 59 troops into 38, you would bear some risk. So I think this kill was absolutely possible. But I think it was far more marginal than it appears. So I want to just go over the rolls here. Okay, so I start with 38, he starts with 59. Okay, so he goes very positive with these guys. Loses 4 on 11, loses 2 on a 7. Right, so my dice just ended up not defending. So I think a move that in a vacuum is quite marginal, in this context, looks brilliant. So the blue player actually ends up, after taking my 5 cards, double trades. Alright, good game, guys. I think they're both 10 cents. There's 12. There's 12. Okay, so he gets basically the perfect scenario. He goes 20 troops positive on the roll and gets 2 12 sets recouped. So he ends his turn at 64 troops, eliminating 40 troops and ending with more troops than he started in fixed world dom. I mean, you kind of have to be amazed at the luck. So good luck on blue. I think, it's a foregone conclusion that blue wins this game now. I don't know if they started talking after I left the VC. It was really weird to not be communicated with at all. That honestly made me feel uncomfortable, and I didn't like it. But yeah, I think the story of this game was blue played an excellent game. I think in his seat you do hit me. I don't think if I would have taken the bounty, maybe I would have tried to interrupt. But knowing what we know in retrospect, it was far and away the best decision you could have made, because you end your turn in a better position than you started it, and you get a bounty point. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, so we do see red try to interrupt blue a little bit. We're now in a 4-player game. Green's going to start getting easy takes. As I said, I'm not privy to negotiations after the fact. I don't know if anyone made deals suddenly. It would surprise me if they did, because if they were happy to negotiate with each other but not with me, well, that just frankly makes me a little sad. So we see orange takes the France bonus. So orange now sitting with a plus, I think the islands are +2, and the France bonus +4, so that's +6, which matches what blue has in the middle. Green is a +3, and red has the majority of a +5 and a +3. Yeah, so what do you do if you're blue here? I mean, still holding that middle bonus is really good, and he does have the most troops. So blue is still in the position to have initiative. Gets an easy take off the 6. I think that 3 is locked. Important for you guys to remember, it might be too late to be relevant in your games, but these two territories do not connect, okay? So it looks like the Savoy, I think it's called, territory, connects at that point with Tyrol, but it doesn't. I don't know the exact names, but this is the region, right? The northern Italian, southern Swiss Alpine region. Red does take a second bonus. Okay, so now they're sitting on a +3 and a +5 with a 52 threat stack in the middle. That is a good move. That's an advantageous position for red. And green gets shitty cards again. So sitting at 68 troops and 2 cards at the end of his turn. Yeah, so we're basically seeing players jockeying for position now. I'm going to speed up the ending of this game. Yeah, orange doesn't break red, so red is in a really good spot now to outgenerate everyone. We just kind of have to wait a bit to see where the tension breaks and if they use the VC or not. Because I think these settings, while they can't stalemate on 6, they can probably stalemate on 4. Yeah, getting 11 a turn, really, really good. I would take that. I also really like what red does, right? Putting all of the pressure on a single 52 in the middle and holding both bonuses. Looks like he's going for a kill. Okay, so red breaks. Perhaps this was negotiated. It looks to me like it was. Again, very strange. If it wasn't. Strange in the sense that why would people negotiate with each other and not with me? Yeah. And then green. It looks like red and green negotiated for the orange bounty. But green fails. So now green is in a situation where they fed the orange kill to blue, I think. Orange sets. Yeah, nothing you can do as the orange player but take fourth. I'm surprised you wouldn't break red or green for failing to kill you. So another thing that shocks me is when we see players not take revenge when their game is ruined by other players. Yeah, blue takes the orange bounty. Yes, that was a feat. So blue now has 2 kills in a great spot to maybe not win the game, but win the game in terms of points. 3 players remain, and he gets a low trade. Now who do you hit? This would be the point where you would negotiate for position. So he hits some green. Tries to feed the green kill to red so that he would get the win. Yeah, which red does take. So red does take the green bounty. Doesn't give him a set, but that does give him 2nd and 1. So blue has twice the troops as red. He should win this turn. Doesn't for some reason. Either it was a disconnection or something outside of my understanding. But blue should have won the game on that turn. And blue should have gone 1st and 3, which is spectacular. First place is 12 points, plus 3 bounties is 9. Finishing with 21 points. Gives him a chance for red to punch in the back. Red sliders. Not exactly sure what's happening here. Blue still has enough of an advantage that it should be impossible to defeat him. Sets gets the 10. I think it was just by my look, it was a connection thing. And what an awful time to disconnect. But he doesn't. Strangely, he doesn't take the win. He's like really giving blue a chance to recover, which is super confusing and risky. I don't understand this ending. But yeah, he does finally take his win. GG Micro. Or not. I'm just confused. Alright, he could have won the game 3 turns ago. But it's okay. Maybe he likes playing with his food. Yeah, so we see a bit of a protracted 1v1, but that's game. Alright, folks, so by some strange luck, I end up, if you can believe it, still live in this tournament. So I will be competing again this week Wish me luck, because I'm really going to need it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Not to worry that the quality of production that you're used to, that you know and love, is going to be back on schedule when I return home, but I'm really enjoying my time in Costa Rica, so you will get one or two of these Chill Pete strategy videos. And I just figure it's better than nothing. So to assuage the fear of anyone in the comments about being, is this going to be what you're doing? It's like, no, I absolutely would prefer the audio quality and the video quality to be as high as possible. But I also figure having some show is better than having no show. And I do want to remain in my competitions while I'm away. So wish me luck in round 3 of Risk Legends. I absolutely am going to need it. I wish you the best of luck. And as I said, because nobody interacted with me in the VC, I'm not going to post the unedited video on Free Peak, because I don't think there's any point to that. You'll just watch a silent game, essentially, that we just went over in greater detail. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you found some of it fun and entertaining, maybe even a little bit educational and informative. If you are interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Come along the ride with me. The daily release on YouTube. I'm doing whatever I want on the Free P channel, and I will be back to streaming in April on Twitch. I hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, for all of you on the path to world domination, good games and good luck.